Okay. I have a theory. That palm trees can be infinitely old. I want you to look at this photo taken in 2002 of this canary palm that I planted at my nursery on the opening day, whenever that was, way back when. I found this big industrial pipe, and it was actually exuding hardened tar out of these pipe ends. So it was used for some hideous industrial purpose, of which I know not. And it had a small hole in the very top, and I decided to plant a canary palm up there and just see what would happen. All right, let's see what happened to it 18 years later. Dun, dun, dun.
There it is. 2001 Space Odyssey music is always good in just about any dramatic fashion, such is the case here with my ode to the former Richmond Industrial Complex. And this is what I found when I found this lot, and I had to clear this lot. There's all kinds of garbage. I can't even tell. Some things I can't even tell you. They were so bad. Hypodermic needles. I mean, yeah. Anyway, it was pretty nasty. One thing I found was this giant pipe amidst all the broken concrete and weeds. And I thought, you know what? This is an industrial complex no more. Actually, this was never an industrial complex. It was a housing development. And they built this freeway over here. And they bulldozed all these houses. And then they made a great Berlin Wall here of the freeway, which separates the not so good neighborhood with where I am. And actually that neighborhood's actually much better now than it was when I got here. It's getting nicer all the time because of housing prices. And anyway, check this thing out. So when I first opened business, I found this pipe and decided to make a hanging plant basket out of it. Look at this thing. Isn't this wild? Crazy. I don't know what this would cost if you had to buy it new, but quite a bit. Here's the interesting part. Look, this is hardened tar coming out of it. So this thing was like some kind of petrochemical craziness. Here's some donkey tails coming out. I haven't done anything to these plants in 18 years. I planted this plant 18 years ago. And look, here's my canary palm I planted 18 years ago on top of a bunch of hardened, you guessed it, tar. There was just a little hole up here. I thought, you know what? I wonder what will happen if I plant this canary palm here. And as they say, the rest is history, because it kind of proves my point that these palms might be infinitely old. This is a canary palm. Canary palms get huge. Look at that one over there. Right over there. See it? I can't point with my finger, otherwise I'd fall off the ladder. So one right in the middle. It's probably 30 feet across and 40 feet high. Well, you know, in 18 years, a young 5-gallon plant like this one would have been pretty darn big, probably 20 feet tall by now. Yeah, no, definitely. No, bigger than that, probably 25 feet. But look, it's only 1.5 feet. It's actually smaller than when I planted it. And it's hanging in there. We never fertilize it, never do. I don't even know if we water it anymore. But the point is that I now have a theory that says, people ask, so how old are these palms? I've seen palms go into suspended animation for a couple decades, like this one, where it does nothing. I bet you I could take this out of this pot, plant it in the ground, and it would thrive and get really big and go into its normal growth pattern. The question is, how long can it sit in this suspended animation state? So far it's been 18 years and it shows no signs of ill effect. So what does that mean? That means that these palms have the ability to sit and sit and sit and sit in a juvenile state waiting for the right conditions. So who knows how old these palms are, and then once they get the right conditions, they take off. But that's the theory, and I hope you like it. And I've never heard anyone talk about that these palms, little tiny palms like this, could be 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, and then only then start their 400-year life cycle. Or how long can they sit when they're mature and just, under austere conditions? These are all good questions. Thanks for asking.